get started. So let's sit in a cross-legged Sukhasana position. And what that's going to look like is you're going to sit on your buttocks. Your right shin is going to cross in front of the left shin. And if you need a block or a bolster or a blanket to lift up your knee to support that, I'm going to use my block to support my right knee, which has a torn meniscus in it. Let's connect to our breath. So as we sit here onto our buttocks, let's root down through the right and the second hip. Let the chest rise up and take a nice, smooth, deep breath in through the nose. As you open your mouth, make some noise and let it all come out. Very nice. Let's do that again. Take a nice, smooth, deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh it all out. Last time. Nice, smooth, deep breath in through the nose. This time when you open your mouth, make some noise and sigh it all out. Very nice. So staying in this nice cross-legged position, let's allow the arms to float up and above our head. Draw the frontal ribs in and then pick the back of the ribs up off of the waist as you grow a little bit taller. Reach up high through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, the right hand sweeps behind you on the floor as a kickstand, and the left hand comes onto the outer right knee. As you inhale, lift the chest up and the sternum up. As you exhale, maybe use the hand on the knee to guide your belly and your chest over towards the wall a little bit more. Again, inhale, rise up to the chest and the collarbones. Sit up a little bit taller, and then as you exhale, maybe you rotate a little bit more to the right. Let that be the mantra. Inhale through the nose, grow tall through the sides of the waist, and then as you exhale, maybe the neck begins to look back. The neck is the easiest part in the body to move, so be gentle with it. As you inhale, lift up both of the arms to find the same length. And then as you exhale, the left hand sweeps behind you and the right arm comes on the outer edge of the left knee. Inhale, sit up tall through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, deepen through the middle section of your torso. Again, find the length of the sides of the waist. And then as you exhale, maybe your gaze begins to look backwards. Again, feel what your body feels like today. Every day is different. However, it is in the afternoon, so maybe our body is a little bit more awake today. And then when you're ready, as you inhale, float both of the arms up and above your head. Switch the interlacing of the legs, so this time the left shin is now in front of the left, right? Root down through the sit bones, and then as you exhale, hinge forward over your thighs for a Sukhasana full. Keep walking your fingertips forward and allow the head to drop down in between the biceps. If you like, you can either push down into the hands and then draw the biceps up towards the sky and the triceps down. Or if you like to tent your fingertips, continue to walk them forward and root down through both of your sit bones. You're doing great. Continue to breathe here. When you're ready, let's walk our hands back up. And then we're going to come into a seated thread the needle. So I'm going to just move the way that I sit so that you can see me better. Walk the hands behind you and then point the fingers forward so they're pointing at your buttocks. Walk your knees back if you like, and then push down into your hands so you can lift up through the chest and the collarbones. You're going to take out any rounding of that lower back. Again, inhale, lift up to the chest and the collarbones. And then as you exhale, maybe you lift up your right foot. Inhale, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. As you exhale, flex that right foot. Pardon me for showing the soles of my foot to you. So inhale, lift up to the chest and the collarbones. Spread across the collarbones, let the chest rise up. As you exhale, allow the right knee to get a little bit heavier, but continue to flex that right foot. One more breath here, always growing tall with every inhale. And if you like, drawing in that left knee maybe a little bit closer to your chest. When you're ready, as you exhale, the right foot steps down as you push down into your hands to rise up through the chest, spreading across the collarbones. And then when you are ready, allow the left ankle to cross over the right knee. With an inhale, push down into your hands to find that length, taking out any rounding in the lower back. And then as you exhale, maybe that right knee moves ever so closer to you. Next inhale, maybe you flex that left foot. Keep pushing down in your hands to rise up to the chest. And then when you're ready, as you exhale, step down so that both of your feet are down onto the mat. And then let's come over onto our hands on our knees. And then sink our hips back onto our heels. The knees can either be touching or they can be at mats width distance apart. Either way, let's sink our hips down towards our heels. And then start crawling our hands forward to become an active child's pose. Allow the chest to melt down in between the thighs or on top of the thighs. Wherever you are today, continue to push down into your fingers and allow the biceps to roll up towards the ears. And then the outer upper arms, so the triceps, allow them and try to get them to push down towards the mat. And breathe. In this active balasana, we're going to come onto our knees, tuck them underneath our hips, walk the hands about hip distance apart, tuck the toes, and then allow the hips to come up and back into our first Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking a peek up at our hands, make sure the pointer finger and thumb are pointing straight ahead to protect your wrist. Again, try to get the biceps to move up towards the ears and the outer upper arms to move down towards the mat. Let's take a quick peek back at our toes. Let's display the heels outwards. And then maybe if we have tight hamstrings today, we come up high onto our tippy toes. Deep bend in the knees and find some length in the spine and the sides of the waist by lifting the hips up high. When you're ready, as you exhale, guiding the heels back down towards the mat, they never have to touch. Doing any natural regiments, maybe coming high onto the tippy toes, bending the knees, finding that same length. Wherever you are, push down into your hands to continue to protect your wrist. Let's begin to walk our hands back to meet our feet. So put this deep bend in the knees. And then when you reach your feet, let the top of the chest rest onto the top of your thighs. Allow the top of the head to come down towards the mat. As you begin to shift your hips forward, and then straighten out your legs any amount that is comfortable to you. They do not have to go completely straight. Feet are either at hip distance apart or a little bit further. Keep shifting the weight forward. Place the hands onto the hips and stand all the way up. Hi, everybody. Let's make our way up to the top of the mat. Sink the hips down into the heels. We're coming into Katasana chair pose. Let's look down at our toes. Make sure that they're still there. If you can't see them, shift the shins backwards by sinking the hips just a little bit lower. Draw the tailbone down towards the mat by picking the frontal hips up towards the shoulders. Pick the sternum and the chest up, and then maybe the arms float forward in front of the ears. Katasana, chair pose. Keep this nice deep bend in the knees as you stand straight up and then draw your hands straight into your chest for Tanasana. Allowing the hands to float down towards the waist, palms face forward. Feet are either at hip distance apart. This might relieve any sensitivity in the lower back, or feet can be at hip distance, big toes touching with a sliver of space in between your heels. Draw the tailbone down, lift the frontal hip points up. Draw those frontal ribs in so you're not puffing out, but continue to draw them in towards the back ribs. Let's grow tall by picking the ribs up off of the back of the waist. And then again, the hands are next to the waist facing forward so we can spread across the chest. Allow the shoulder heads to move away from the ears to create space throughout the neck. And then let's find a spot in front of us or an object in front of us that is not moving. This will be our dristi. Let's focus on that spot. Maybe our eyes begin to blink softly down towards the horizon or the baseboards. And let's begin to flow. Let's float the arms forward and above. Allow the pinkies to lead up towards the sky. Allow the palms to touch at the top of the head and look up at your thumbs. Keep drawing the belly in and up. As you exhale, hinge over your thighs for Tanasana, forward fold. Keep shifting the weight forward into your heels. Keep shifting the weight forward into your toes. And then as you inhale, lift the chest and the sternum up halfway, but keep the gaze straight down in front of you. Arda Uttanasana. As you exhale, fold back over your thighs, Uttanasana. Keep shifting the hips forward. Put a micro bend in the knees to stand all the way up into the sky. Palms face each other as the chin stays level with the ground. As you exhale, hands come straight down the center for Samastitihi. That's a half Surya Namaskar. Let's do that again. Arms float forward and above. Let the pinkies lead all the way up to the top of your head. Maybe you seal the palms and look up at your thumbs. Keep drawing the tailbone down towards the mat. As you exhale, fold over your thighs for Uttanasana, forward fold. Keep shifting your hips forward as you inhale, lift your head up for a long spine, Arda Uttanasana. As you exhale, fold over your thighs. Inhale to stand all the way up into the sky. As you exhale, the hands come straight down the center for Samastitihi. Let's do that for the last time. As you inhale, arms float forward and above. Uttita Hasta into Tadasana. As you exhale, fold over your thighs, Uttanasana, forward fold. Keep shifting the weight forward into your toes. As you inhale, come up halfway with a long spine. As you exhale, fold over your thighs. Inhale, stand all the way up. And then as you exhale, hands come straight down the center, Samastitihi. Very nice. This time we're going to interlace our hands in front of us and then push the palms out in front of us. Keep drawing the frontal ribs in, so don't puff them out, but draw them in. And then allow the arms to float up and above your head. If you need to, go ahead and allow the hands to separate and float up and above your head. If you have tight shoulders today, listen to your body. When you reach at the top of your head, continue to grow tall by pushing down into your big toe and your pinky toe. Lift the arches up by pulling the kneecaps up. Draw the frontal hip points up and the lower rib points in. Pick the back of the ribs up to grow tall. And then as you exhale, hands come out to a T and down to the sides of your body. Very nice. Let's do that again. Float the arms in front of you. And as you interlace, this time interlace one pinky over. So it's going to feel a little bit different. It's the non-habitual way. Yeah, there you go. And then interlace your hands. Again, as you inhale, float the arms up and above. Draw the shoulder blades down your back, the frontal ribs in. And then as you exhale, hands come out to a T and down to the sides of your body. Let's do that again. Inhale, float the arms out to the side so the palms float up and above your head. Palms are going to face each other at the top of your head. Keep the chin level with the ground. Exhale, fold over your legs for Uttanasana, forward fold. Keep shifting the weight forward into your toes. As you inhale, pull your chest and your sternum through your arms. Lift your head up. Arda Uttanasana. As you exhale, step the left leg back. Keep your hands on the floor. Pull the right hip back and then lower your left knee down to the floor. If you like, you could untuck your toes here. With an inhale, float your hands either on top of your knee or up and above your head. Keep growing tall through the sides of the waist by pulling your right hip back and the back of the ribs up off of the waist. Push down into your heel, sink into your hips so that your right knee is directly on top of your right ankle. Again, at the same time as we inhale, we're going to keep drawing that right hip back and guiding the left hip forward. Keep growing tall through the sides of the waist. And then as you exhale, both hands are going to come down towards the mat. Let's lift up on our left knee and seal the back of the mat with your left foot at a 45-degree angle. Place the right forearm on the right thigh and sweep your left hand up into the sky. As you inhale, sweep your left arm past your right ear so you have a long line of energy running from your left toes all the way up to your left fingertips. As we inhale, get the belly and the chest to move up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull the forehead away from the midline. You guys are doing an awesome job. When you're ready, both hands come down towards the mat. Step the left foot up to the right. Inhale, come up halfway for Arda Uttanasana. Keep shifting the weight forward into the toes, pulling the shoulder heads away from the ears. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, let's step that right leg back behind us. As you exhale, keep guiding that right hip forward and the left hip back. You're doing great. Let's allow the right knee to come down towards the mat. Choose to keep the toes untucked or not. With an inhale, rise up onto that left knee or float the arms up and above your head. With every exhale, maybe you can sink a little bit deeper into that left knee, getting it to stack directly above your left ankle. Inhale, keep guiding that left hip back, and the lower belly is going to go in and up. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, pick the back of the ribs up off of the waist to grow tall through the sides. Very nice. As you exhale, both hands come down towards the mat. Pick the right knee up off of the mat. And then left forearm comes onto the left knee. Inhale, spread across the chest and open up. Seal the back of the mat at a 45-degree angle with your right foot. At the same time, we're all going to inhale and draw that left hip under us and sweep that right arm past the right ear for a long line of energy from the right tippy toes all the way to the right fingertips. As you exhale, get the belly and the chest to move up towards the sky. And then inhale, pull your forehead away from the midline. You're doing fantastic. Continuing to breathe here. When you're ready, both of our hands are going to come down towards the mat. Let's step that right foot up. Inhale, pull the arms and the chest through the sternum. Sternum and the chest through the arms for Arda Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Inhale, stand all the way up. And then as you exhale, hands come straight down the center for Samastitihi. Very nice. Let's continue to flow. As you inhale, float your arms up and above. Let the pinkies lead for a full external rotation. As you exhale, hinge over your thighs for Uttanasana, forward fold. Keep shifting forward into your hips. As you inhale, draw the hands underneath your knees. Arda Uttanasana. As you exhale, right foot steps back and then the left foot steps back. You're at a top of a push-up. Place both of the knees directly down. Bend your elbows halfway and pull them straight back behind you. Chaturanga. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Push down into the tops of the feet. Pull the hands next to the ribs. And then before you lift your forehead up, lift the shoulder heads away from the ears, from the mat. And then pull your head up. Bhunjane Asana, baby cobra. As you exhale, push down into your hands. Maybe come into a tabletop to lift the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take 2 to 3 breaths here in this down dog. Continue to push down into your hands and lift the hips up and back. Just recognize that you're making heat within your body and that we have a mindful practice as we step up to the right hand, step up to the left hand. Inhale, Arda Uttanasana. Lift your head up. As you exhale, keep hinging forward into your toes. Stand all the way up into the sky. And then as you exhale, hands come straight down the center for Samastitihi. Let's do that again. Either float your arms forward and above or out to the side and above your head. Pick the back of the ribs up off the waist. As you exhale, fold over your thighs, Uttanasana. Keep shifting forward into your toes as you inhale, Arda Uttanasana. This time, step the left foot back and then the right foot back, top of a push-up. Both knees come down towards the mat, untuck the toes. Bend the elbows and draw them straight back behind you for Chaturanga. Exhale, lower all the way down onto the mat and push down into the tops of the feet. Draw the ankles in towards each other and push down into your pubic bone. Pull your hands back next to your ribs and then draw the elbows in towards each other. Lift the shoulder heads away from the mat as you lift your head up for baby cobra, Bhunjane Asana. As you exhale, find your way into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Push down into your hands to lift your hips up and back. Evenly distribute the weight between your feet and your hands. Take 3 breaths here in your down dog. Maybe pedaling out your dog. Coming high onto the tippy toes. Wagging your tail side to side. Whatever feels good to you right now. But finding stillness within your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk your hands up to your feet up to your hands and then sit down onto your buttocks. Lay down onto your back and then walk your feet so that they are directly underneath your knees. Anchor down into your hands, anchor down into your feet, and allow the hips to lift up and the spine to lift up off of the mat. Either choose to hang on to the edges of your mat. You can robot your arms so that elbows are directly onto the mat, or interlace the hands underneath you by rolling the shoulders under. Push down into the hands, push down into the feet, spread across the chest and the collarbones. And then without actually moving your feet in space, try to get your feet to draw backwards towards your shoulders. This is going to activate the hamstrings and loosen up the flesh of the gluteus maximus. Continuing to breathe here, continue to draw the frontal hip points up and the frontal ribs back. Don't allow your chin to jet completely up into the sky, but also don't let it just dig straight into your chest. One more breath here. When you're ready, unroll your shoulders. Maybe roll down onto your hands, rock side to side to give yourself a small massage. Releasing your hands from underneath you. With your next inhale, draw the right knee into your chest and extend the left leg straight out in front of you. Again, inhale, draw the right knee in and up towards the right underpit. And then as you exhale, roll your left thigh in towards your midline so all 5 of your toes are pointing straight up into the sky. Inhale, find the same length that we've been making throughout the entire class. And then as you exhale, hands come out to a T or cactus. And then cross your right leg over your body. Maybe the left hand reaches onto the right knee. As you inhale, find length. And then as you exhale, maybe your gaze is over towards the right hand. And breathe. Inhale, both of the knees come in towards the chest. Maybe giving yourself a side rock to rock for Uttanasana. And then coming back into Ekapada Uttanasana, extending your right leg straight out in front of you, continuing to hug your left knee into your chest. With every inhale, find length by pushing your right heel away from you as if it were pushing into a wall or a door in front of you. Pulling the left knee in closer towards the left underarm. And then when you're ready, the left knee crosses over your body as your right hand continues to rest above it. As you exhale, maybe your gaze turns over towards the left hand. Inhale, spread across both shoulder heads and your chest. As you exhale, draw both knees into your chest for Uttanasana one last time. When you're ready, allow both legs to extend straight out in front of you for our final pose of the day, Shavasana. With a deep breath in through the nose, let's begin to surrender to Mother Earth and let her support us as she has every single day before, including today. Taking a nice, gentle, deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, allow the right hand to roll open to the right so the palm is facing up, and the left hand to do the same. So both palms are now facing up. As you exhale, sink just a little bit deeper into the mat. Again, inhale, let the chest raise up. Lower belly goes in and up. And then as you exhale, let the right leg get heavy and roll out to the right, and the left to roll open towards the left. As you exhale, sinking a little bit deeper into the mat, continuing to surrender to Mother Earth. Smooth, gentle breath into the nose. Nice, smooth, gentle breath out through the mouth. Just continuing to breathe here on your own, inviting smooth, gentle movements into your breath by letting the chest rise up or the belly rise up. And if your mind begins to wander, that's completely natural, completely normal. This is the hardest pose for most people to master. If you recognize your mind is wandering to a memory or a plan, maybe a sensation in your leg or a noise in the room, honor those thoughts, but just recognize it's moved away from your breath. And begin to invite smooth, gentle inhales in through the nose. And maybe smooth, gentle exhales out through the nose. Inviting gentle movements back into the body. Push into your big toes and just wiggle only the big toe. Gentle circles throughout the wrist. Drawing the knees in, maybe rocking and rolling up and down or to your favorite side. Coming into a nice seated position. And then this time we're going to come into a right-legged in front of the left because we did do a crossover at the beginning. Allow the chest to drop down towards the chin. Allow the chin to drop in towards the chest. Hands can rest onto the knees or on top of the thighs, whichever is most comfortable to you. Take a nice, smooth, gentle breath into the nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Just sitting here and recognizing the work that you have done today on the mat. The hardest part is always showing up, but you've already done that. The highest light in me sees and honors the highest light in all of you.